What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mario B coming at you with another video today. Just want to talk about this new team that I picked up in this draft league called the World Pokemon Federation. I did pick up this team with a couple slight changes made to it since the draft. I actually went ahead and made some changes myself, which I'm going to be going over in this video. But yeah, we picked up this team. It's currently 0-3, so we're gonna see what happens. I really just picked this up so I have some more content for the channel. But I mean, if we can get into a winning position and even make playoffs, I mean, that'd be pretty sick too, right? So this is the team right here in front of me with some new additions. But I will be using this team for my week 4 battle, which should be going up in maybe a couple days. I'm currently recording this on Thursday night. You know what, the battle might be up like Monday night or Tuesday. We'll see when the battle, but it's gonna be team builder and the battle with this team right here. And yeah, let's go over it. So I started off with the Mega, then the tier. Well, they're all kind of scrambled around, but I'll just explain what the guy drafted and then kind of what my thought process was as far as picking up the team and trying to change it and do all that good stuff. So he picked up Mega Beedrill as his, it was like a classic type of draft. It was 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2, 2 tier 3s, tier 4, tier 5, and then 400 points to allocate wherever you wanted. So he drafted Mega Beedrill as his Mega. Then he drafted Garchomp as his tier 1. As his tier 2, I think he went ahead and got I want to say Clefable, and then Snorlax and Polion were his tier 3s, Eel was his tier 4, and then Kecleon was his tier 5, and then the rest of them are free picks. So Gyarados, Aerodactyl, Ambipom, and Chestnut. But let's go into these mons right here. So first we got the Mega Beedrill, which isn't really gonna matter because that's one of the mons that was actually cut. And Mega Pidgeot is actually the one that we picked up. Mega Pidgeot provides a lot of things for this team. If you look at the whole team here, it really lacks defoggers, so it gives the team another defogger along with Empoleon. Both, I think they can do their jobs along with good pivoting and U-turn. So something like defog, U-turn, that's uproar. But U-turn, I mean, this thing has the ability No Guard, which allows you to every move used by or against this Pokemon will always hit. So that basically means you have 100% Hurricanes, which is really sick. Good stab, one of the strongest flying stabs in the game, and it's 100% when you have Mega Pidgeot. So that's really powerful. Heat Wave too to hit those steel types, which is pretty nice. It does help out a lot. Things like Brave Bird, but you probably wouldn't run that. The Hidden Power is pretty powerful, and then Tailwind and U-turn. I mean, Mega Pidgeot, kind of a basic Mega, but it did provide a good defogger for the team. Also a special attacker. If you see, this team is very based on physical attackers, so I thought that something that could break with it being special could help a lot, you know. Next, going into our tier 1, he got Garchomp down here, but I think I'm just going to keep it going. We got Clefable here. Clefable did make the squad. Clefable's such a beast, such good stats. I mean, 95 HP, and then everything's pretty well over here. 73 defense with 90. What really makes this Pokemon is its abilities. You know, Magic Guard right here. This Pokemon can only be damaged by direct attacks, so that means things like Toxic, things like Stealth Rocks, things like Burn damage don't affect it. With this ability, and its secondary ability, Unaware, its healing ability actually, this Pokemon ignores the Pokemon stat challenges when taking or doing damage. So basically you don't have to worry about setup, no Dragon Dances, no Calm Minds, nothing like that. You don't have to worry about any of that good stuff. Clefable just handles it, and that is Big Mama right there, by the way. Big Mama right there, throwing it out for the squad. That Wish support helps too, Aromatherapy, things like Calm Mind. There's a really popular set like Stored Power. What's that move? Let me see, it's down here. I know it's down here somewhere. It boosts up your stats like crazy. What's it called? Man, I cannot think of the ability right now, but it's this move. I keep forgetting the name, but it gives you +1 in defense and special defense. You get those up with stored power. Stored power gives you +20 on every stat that you have plus, and it basically can make it very powerful as you set up defensively. Can't find it right now. I'll probably put it in the description because I just saw it earlier. But anyways, Clefable providing that bulky wall for us. Bulky support for the team. Also carries stealth rocks for the team, which helps out Empoleon, so he might not have to do it every week or things like this arrow. But next one we're gonna go into talking about Snorlax, aka South Cheeser. You guys might know him. I do have him in my UBLN league, which by the way is gonna be coming back pretty soon. I just gotta explain everything. That's a different video though. But South Cheeser right here, providing that bulky defense for the team, providing that especially defensive wall, just like Big Mama right here. South Cheeser's holding down the team. You know this already. Curse, rest, body slam if he has no ghost, and then something like whirlwind if you set up the hazards with stealth rocks and spikes with this guy. I mean, it could just be really helpful. I love Snorlax so much. Access to good three abilities: immunity, can't be poisoned, thick fat, it resists fire and ice types, which is actually pretty good. My team doesn't have that much of a fire and ice weakness, but I mean, Darmanitan, you never have to worry about. Powerful ice hitting moves like Ninetales, mons like that, you never have to worry about with thick fat. And then Gluttony, when your Pokemon's at half health, it eats like one of those 50% berries, which is really good. If mons can't break through this, you run a curse recycle set, and Snorlax is practically impossible to take down with immunity. Can't get poisoned. I mean, it's just a good set, and it's just a really good mon in tier 3 right here. So much diversity, so many things you can do with it. It doesn't even have to be a curse. You can assault vest it, throw on a bunch of moves. This thing gets insane coverage since it's like one of the first Gen 1 mons, like Brick Break, Double Edge, Earthquake, Fire Blast, Fire Punch, Flamethrower, Focus Blast, Focus Punch, Gunk Shot, Iron Head, Ice Beam, Ice Punch, Psychic. The list goes on. This guy has, I mean, crazy coverage, and it's such a good mon. I really love it. I've really grown to love it in Draft League. I think it's a steal for tier 3. It should be like a tier 2 maybe, because this thing is just so hard to take down. If they don't have a solid fighting type, then they're definitely going to let you set up with your Snorlax, and you can probably just sweep their whole team because nothing's going to be able to knock you out. But yeah, great mon, love him. He provides that especially defensive wall for the team as well, and the defensive core with Clefable and Empoleon too, which I'm about to go over right here. Empoleon, great HP. Actually it's okay, 84, pretty bulky though, with 101 Spadef, so this thing is mostly ran Spadef, with a pretty high special attack. I mean, a lot of people sleep on its special attack and its attack with its ability Defiant. I mean, you can switch, like if he switches in and he switches in something with Intimidate, you get a +2 attack, and this thing gets like Liquidation, Aqua Jet, Drill Pick. Pretty sure it's Iron Head. It doesn't get Iron Head, but it gets Flash Cannon. That's special. But I mean, let's see, it gets Rock Slide, it's Earthquake. I mean, it's gonna hit pretty hard. They're not gonna be expecting it, especially if you're at +2 attack. It's gonna help you a lot. That's like what? Yeah, almost like, man, that's actually a lot. It's probably like 500 something attack, which is super strong. And you can hit them with Drill Picks, Earthquakes, and Liquidations, and Aqua Jets. So I decided to name him Neptune out here, carrying the squad. Also our reliable defogger and rocker. He's gonna have a lot of pressure this season. He's gonna have to put the team on his back, but he gonna do it. He gonna do it. Next we got Eel right here. DT, not necessarily a PG-13 name, so I'm gonna keep that to myself. But DT coming through. You know how that should go. Assault vested, pretty high attack and pretty high special attack, which people do sleep on a lot of the time. But this thing's usually around assault vested with like Volt Switch. A cool tech is Acid Spray. Most of the time people want to switch out. You hit them with the Acid Spray, it lowers your Spadef by 2. You Volt Switch out into something that can hit them hard on the especially defensive side, or you just Volt Switch and hit them for a pretty big hit, you know. Great mon, great coverage too. It's also a coil user, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you want to set up defensively and just wall things, that seems pretty neat. It does get access to screens, roar, Pretty good coverage actually, with pretty good attack and special attack. So I mean, that's pretty neat. But yes, my boy right here is gonna be putting the team on his back as well. And as you guys can see, we have pretty thick walls. We have Clefable, we have Salchiza right here, we have Neptune, and we have DT. This core right here is just very solid, both defensive, special, anything. And then we have another one to add to it, Shell Shocker right here, Chestnut. Chestnut is an interesting mon because its HP and defense is actually pretty good. So with things like Spiky Shield, which means like if they try to hit you with a physical attack, they lose a little bit of health. Things like Leech Seed, things like Belly Drum, definitely making a threat. I've honestly lost the game to substitute Belly Drum, Salac Berry, Chestnut, and it sucks. Like, this thing has the move Bulletproof, and it can basically set up on a Mega Steelix, which is what happened to me. I kept like using Gyro Ball on him, didn't affect him. He just subs. He keeps subbing until he gets to low HP. He gets a Salac Berry. He Belly Drummed up, and it's game over for me with Drain Punch. Pretty sick set. I might bring that. If you didn't know what Salac Berry does, when you're at one stage, quarter of your health, it makes your speed go up +1. So this thing might come offensive a couple weeks. I mean, it looks like a pretty good attack right now. I have my walls covered. So I also like this because it adds spikes to the team. Forgot to mention that. There's spikes, and with this guy too, he provides that volt switch, that momentum. But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting set. Hopefully he can put in some work this season. Next on the team we got Kecleon. Honestly don't know too much about Kecleon. His def is actually pretty high, his HP is kind of his attack, but I do know that he gets that ability Protein. And I was just looking at this guy's moves, and he gets crazy coverage too. Aqua Tail, Brick Break, Drain Punch, Fire Blast, Fire Punch, Focus Punch, Grass Knot, Ice Beam, Ice Punch, and you don't even have to be physical for it to change Protein. It's any move you use it, you get the 1.5 boost. So I mean, yeah, knockoffs, low kicks, nasty plot with Protein could be like pretty sick. Rock Slide, Shadow Call, Shadow Sneak for that coverage. It also gets Fake Out. Yeah, Fake Out over here. Also Rock, I didn't even know that until right now. Sucker Punch, Trick Room, it can help out number of ways now that I think about it. But I mean, I'm not sure if this is gonna get a lot of play. I'm not really comfortable with it yet, but I might try it out a couple sets. It does provide a couple things for the team, but like I said, one of the biggest problems with this team is that it's very physically offensive, which is something I don't like. So I try to kind of compensate for that for the rest of the draft, and you'll see how. But next we got Garchomp. I haven't really used Garchomp. I used Garchomp in this league that I played in for a couple of weeks, but it fell through, unfortunately. But I loved it. I loved using him while I had him. I mean, Earthquake, Stone Edge off of this guy is just crazy. You can probably get up rocks with him too, just because he forces a lot of switches. But this thing Choice Scarf, this thing Z move, the Rockinium Z. I mean, this is actually one of my Zmon users, so he's gonna be putting in a lot of work this season too. Swords Dance, Sub, Earthquake, Stone Edge. That's all you really need. And this thing's gonna put in a lot of work. His name is Hammerhead. Forgot to mention, Kecleon's gonna be called Kaleidoscoper, because I remember in Emerald, you'd be searching for this guy through the glass. You need that scope. I know it wasn't a kaleidoscope, but hey, I like kaleidoscope better. Next we got Rager right here, but Rager was deleted from the team. I didn't like the fact that my team kind of weak to rocks with these two and this guy, and maybe I might not be able to get off the default every week, you know. Might have to not run it. So Gyarados was kind of a liability, giving me that rock weakness. Give me good setup, don't get me wrong, and Intimidate, but like I said, I had too many physical attackers, so I actually went up and picked up an old friend. Got Reuniclus right here, Mr. Jiggles, I'm gonna name him that. Reuniclus, man, do I even need to say anything? This guy has amazing abilities to a Magic Guard, which is you can't be affected by non-direct hits, and then Regenerator, when it switches out, it gets a third or back of its health. This thing can be run offensively, defensively, especially defensively, everything. Calm Mind, Acid Armor, lets you set up both ways, defensively and especially defensively. Most of the time all you need is Psychic and Recover, and that's your set right there. If they have no Dark type, that's 6-0. That's 6-0. You just run that spread, that EV spread, that secret EV spread. Don't tell no one about it. You just run that right there. And wait, what am I doing right now? You run that and you good. You good, boy. If they don't have a dark type, you win in that game. But yeah, I mean, just especially since this is one of my Zmon users too, so this thing is just so powerful. 110 HP, 75 defense, 85 def with 125 special attack. 125. This man is hitting hard, and after a couple calm minds, you only really need 3 calm minds to get up and mostly hit everything for at least 75%. So I mean, this gave us a special attacker for the team that we needed, because we were very lacking that. Also gave us another setup mon. Right now the only setup I have is really Swords Dance right here, and then Arrow, but Arrow's so frail you don't really set up with it. And I guess Snorlax is another big one. Calm Mind Clefable too, but me, I'm the type of person that likes to play Clefable more defensive. I haven't really gotten used to the whole offensive yet, but I might bring it one week. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to see what's up. But yeah, Reuniclus is just a great mon, another one of my Zmon users. Going into the next pick, we got Lucifer. This was a transaction made after the draft too. This team looked completely different at the beginning of it. Like the video I'm showing you guys right now is completely different. Oh man, I don't know why I had that out the whole video, but anyways, sorry if that was distracting y'all. But yeah, this gives me like a good suicide lead if I ever want to do something like that. Something like Stealth Rocks. Gives me another rocker for the team. Another defogger. I could probably get a defog off because this guy will force the switches. Gives me a taunt user. Another theory that I was having was maybe because of my lack of defoggers, I can get a couple taunters, which is why I had picked up Ambipom and the Arrow. Both because they learn taunt, so that's very useful for stopping rockers. But yeah, I mean, Aerodactyl, great stats too. That 130 speed gave me those speed tiers that I needed. Right now my fastest is Mega Arrow, then it's Aerodactyl, I mean Mega Pidgeot, then it's Aerodactyl, then it's Ambipom, then it's Garchomp, because my speed tiers are kind of shit. But with Trick Room, maybe I'll bring a Trick Room team. That'd be pretty cool. Trick Room, have these two guys attacking this guy, and then maybe one fast mon or something. I don't know. I'm gonna bust out some wacky shit this season for sure. But Aerodactyl, aka Lucifer, right here. Ambipom had to go. We're sorry. Ambipom had to go. We're sorry. And we ended up picking up Persian Alola. First off, I love cats. That's a plus. But let's go ahead and talk about this Fur Coat ability right here, which gives my defense double, which means this stat right here, 219, is actually like 438, which is an insane defense stat. Match this with like max HP, and this is pretty bulky actually with leftovers. Not to mention the good moves this thing gets priority and fake out. It gets coverage and gunk shot. It gets knockoff. It gets nasty plot. It also gets play rough. But this thing's good move right here is parting shot. Parting shot, the ability to lower your opponent's attack and special attack by 1 and bring in something like a Garchomp, bring in something like a Reuniclus, bring in something like an Aerodactyl, get off a defog, bring in something like Chestnut, bring in something like Snorlax, bring in something like Clefable. Like, there's so many threats and so many possibilities that this parting shot gives me. It gives me good momentum. It gives me a dark type that the team didn't have before, so psychic people can't just spam me with that stupid psychic Psyshock set, you know. Yeah, and it gave me another fast taunt user as well, which is gonna really help out the team. And then Roar, it's cool. Switcheroo, which is like Trick, and then U-Turn gives me a good momentum too with 115 speed tier as well as the Ambipom. So that's basically my team right there. If you guys are rooting for the Happy Valley Harayamas, as you can see the logo right there in the back, boom boom. Shout out my boy Ashley. Also shout out my boy Mega Manetric for helping me figure out this team, because it definitely needed some work. It still does, to be honest. I feel like it's a tough team to work with, but we're gonna be trying to catch some dubs out here. You know, if y'all rooting for the Happy Valley Harayamas, drop a like down below, hit that thumbs up. If you guys are new and you guys are still rooting for that Valley Hariyama's, go ahead and subscribe and leave a like. Feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these mons right here. Which mon you think is gonna get the most kills? Which mons you think are gonna put in the most work for me? Feel free to leave a comment. Just say what's up, what's good, and I will catch you guys in the next video. So see ya.